In modern-day society, more and more cases of a so-called burnout spread around the world. Many people use this word without giving a second thought to its meaning, which sometimes creates misunderstandings. For example, one of the researchers that studied the phenomenon of burnout during the COVID-19 pandemic states, quote, "When work and professional environments are not well organized and managed, they can have adverse consequences for the workers that, far from dignifying them, exhaust them and consume their psychological resources." But is this really it? Is burnout just a work thing? Well, other papers define a so-called academic burnout, which, as you might have guessed, is related to studying. So now we can assume that burnout is closely related to some activity or situation that slowly drains your energy, mental health, and other life resources, right? Well, no. Even the default burnout that is associated with a work has different types, such as under-challenge burnout, when you are not being challenged or stimulated enough by your job. This implies that you are burning out due to the fact that your job is too easy, boring, or extremely repetitive. So, what is burnout? How to define it, and why is it even important to know what it really is? Let's start with the symptoms of the burnout that are universal for all of the types out there. You're working hard on your job day in and day, or put hours of sweat and tears into your coursework. And as you push yourself to the limit, your body and your brain become more and more exerted, thus making it way harder to do even simple tasks that you were able to do previously. Other examples can apply to certain groups of people, for example, introverts. When introverted people maintain too many connections at a time, either verbally or non-verbally, their communication abilities diminish, making a typical day-to-day conversation a horror for them. This shows us that the burnout affects your brain in general, not only your work on your thesis or a race to get a promotion. Constant stress that you experience directly impacts your mood and thus sometimes your actions. This effect of the burnout can manifest itself into constant anger or even rage. But it's less common than you think. Why? Well, you don't have much time for shouting and kicking when your body and mind are on their limits. So weariness, tiredness, and fatigue are your worst enemies in this case. There are many ways in which this symptom can be explained, but I like a specific definition from a certain paper. Quote, "This dimension, the interpersonal component of burnout, is defined as a response of detachment, indifference, and unconcern towards the work being performed or the people who receive it. It translates into negative or inappropriate attitudes and behaviors, irritability, loss of idealism, and interpersonal avoidance, usually towards service users, patients, and/or clients." End of quote. As you can see, this definition is about work burnout. However, the formula from it is the same for every other type. Have you ever felt abandoned and not wanted by anything or anyone when grinding for hours on your school project or an exam? Well, this is it. This is the feeling. These are the main three components that I think are present in any type of burnout. So now that we know this, we can identify we are burning out from something. And let's say that we sure as hell do. How can we explain our constant zombie state? How can we smooth out the relationships that are on edge due to the effects of this burnout? Or simply make it easy for us to understand our own problems? First of all, you must find the cause of your burnout. This step is individual, as most of you will have different roots of this problem. Second, find what exactly makes you feel this way. Maybe your work hours are too long, or you have to constantly study subjects that you don't necessarily enjoy. If you don't want to tell anyone about this, well, then this is it for you. Now you have a clear and solid understanding of why you feel so bad all the time. Yes, you don't know how it works internally on the level of your brain and body, but it's not like you need it, right? The main focus here is getting yourself out of this situation or explaining to everyone around you why you're in this state. And this is the final part, explanation. If you have someone who can listen to you, be it your parents, a loved one, or simply a friend, try sharing this information with them, and most likely you'll see that you have much more in common than you thought, and that some of these people have similar problems. This might lead to you giving or getting help from them, which is extremely important and drastically lessens your stress level. And in conclusion, after digging into the heart of the issue and finding out the cause of your individual burnout, you now are capable of explaining your state to others, and even recognizing the same pattern around you. Thus, by making people conscious of their situation, you can help getting rid of this problem. However, don't take all of the information and the advices from here right to the heart. Please, if you experience an extreme burnout and don't have anyone to share this pain and frustration with, contact your local specialist to help you with this matter. All of the resources used for getting this information will be present in the description below. Thank you for your attention, and I hope that all of you who resonated with this video's topic will be able to get better.